Hello friends, hope you are doing well. In this holiday, Corona lockdown holiday, I found this book which is very good, very interesting, and it is a collection of poems by Khalil Gibran, one of the wonderful poets in the historical times. Before going to the lesson of today's lecture, I would just like to read one short poem written in the magical words of the poet Khalil Gibran. Here is the poem, On Time. And an astronomer said, Master, what of time? And he answered, You would measure time, the measureless and the immeasurable. You would adjust your conduct and even direct the course of your spirit according to hours and seasons. Of time, you would make a stream upon whose bank you would sit and watch its flowing. Yet the timeless in you is aware of life's timelessness and know that yesterday is but today's memory and tomorrow is today's dream. And that which sings and contemplates in you is still dwelling within the bounds of that first moment which scattered the stars into space. Who among you does not feel that his power to love is boundless? And yet, who does not feel that very love, though boundless, encompassed within the center of his being, and moving not from love, thought to love, thought, nor from love deeds or other love deeds? And is not time even as love is, undivided and paceless? But if in your thought you must measure time into seasons, let each season encircle all the other seasons, and let today embrace the past with remembrance and the future with longing. So this is a very beautiful poem about time. He tells us why and how we should live the present moment and not think much about the past, nor dream much about the future, and how we should use the present time to our best. So with that beautiful beginning, I would like to continue my lecture on Abhijnana Shakuntala. In the last lecture, I have already given you the details of act number 5 and 6. Today, we will look at the last act, that is act number 7, which is like a climax of the play wherein all the problems of the hero and the heroine are solved. The lovers reunite and start living a happy life at the end of the drama. This act is much similar to the ending of our films, our Bollywood films. Usually they end on a happy note. So this also ends on a happy note. So in the last act we have seen how Dushyanta goes to help Indra in the chariot sent by him with Matali. Now act number 7 takes a time shift. So the story begins after 6 years. What is happening now? Indra has successfully fought against the demons and has helped Indra and has got the blessings from different gods. Now he has to return to his own kingdom. When the king is returning with Matali back to the earthly kingdom, this is the scene which starts in act number 7. So Dushyanta and Matali are coming down to earth. While returning from the sky, they see the landscape, and on that huge landscape they find a beautiful hill on which there is a nicely built ashram. Dushyanta wants to know whose ashram is that, and as a noble king, he always loved to take the blessings of the elders and the sages, which would ensure king's safety and king's prosperity in future as well. So king wanted to know whose ashram was that, and Matali tells him that it is the ashram of Rishi Maricha, who happens to be a son of who happens to be father of Indra. So on the way back, they both land their chariot nearby the ashram of Maricha. Here, this is a place wherein the lovers are destined to reunite. After a long gap of about more than 6 years, the lovers are going to reunite at this beautiful place. Now they come and descend near the ashram, and King Dushyanta comes out of the chariot and he is walking towards the ashram of Maricha. While walking, he sees there is a small child, and the child is not very ordinary. It is an extraordinary child. The boy, little boy of about 5 or 6 years, he is playing with lion cubs. It is not easy for any other kid to play with lion or lion cubs, but this child is playing with lion cubs, and this child seems to be extraordinary to the king. And now Dushyanta is surprised to look at the wonderful strength of this child, who is courageous enough to play with lion cubs. Now he is curious to know about this child. And then as the scene proceeds, we see the assistants of Shakuntala are there. They come and start scolding the child. That scolding is not out of they are not really angry with the child, but they are little afraid because the child is playing with the lion cubs. So they are scolding the child and telling the child not to play with the lions, as the lions may turn out to be dangerous. The king is observing all this scene from a distance, and he is fascinated by the charm of this young child, and he comes to understand that the name of this boy is Sarvadamana. There is a significance of this name. Sarvadamana means he who can beat everyone. Damana means to beat in a war or to destroy. Sarvadamana, he is so powerful, the child looks so powerful that he is playing with the lion cubs. He can be a world emperor. Suddenly there is a flash of thought in king's mind. He is reminded of the prophecy told by Vaikhanasa that his son would be having the features of a world emperor. Now he starts getting a doubt. A slow suspicion starts in the mind of Dushyanta. He starts thinking that this child may be his own son, but it is yet to be confirmed. So the king now wants to know who this child is. So he goes near to the assistants of Shakuntala who were taking care of this boy, and he comes to understand through these ascetics that the child belongs to Puru dynasty or Puru's lineage. Now the doubt gets more and more clarified to the king. And when this scene is happening, suddenly the boy who was playing with the lion cub drops his amulet. Amulet is a small kind of a ring or bracelet to his on his arm. Amulet. He drops his amulet by mistake, and the king picks it up. Actually, there is nothing unusual about this scene. We can find any child dropping some ring or bracelet unknowingly, and the king, being a senior, being a man who knows its value, is quite naturally he can pick it up and give back to the king. But when the female ascetics look at this scene, they are fascinated and they are shocked as well, because there was a blessing to this child, since he belonged to Puru's lineage, and since he belonged to even Shakuntala, who was the daughter of a celestial nymph. He also had some supernatural protection, like the famous character Karna had Kavacha Kundala gifted to him by sun god. In the same way, even this boy had a powerful amulet, and there was a condition that only the boy's father can touch that amulet and remain alive. Any other person touching that amulet would die immediately. Now, the female ascetics who are nearby watching this scene. The boy's amulet is taken up by the king, and the king is still alive. Now they are shocked as well as surprised, and they start getting the doubt that now this must be the father of this child because he is alive, and they tell this thing to King Dushyanta himself. And now suddenly Dushyanta seems to be very happy because it is almost confirmed. First confirmation was given when the ascetics said that this boy belonged to Puru's lineage. The doubt was clarified to some extent. But now when the king has lifted the amulet successfully and he is still alive, now he gets confirmation that it is his own son. But what about the son's mother? He must be his wife, right? And where is she? So now Dushyanta comes to know that it is his own son and Shakuntala might be nearby. Slowly there is this re-entry of Shakuntala. Now Shakuntala is not in the usual charm which she had in act number 1 or act number 2, because there has been a lot of time gap and there has been a lot of suffering for Shakuntala. She has been away from her husband, away from her lover for so many years, and she has turned charmless woman because of the pain of separation. But when Dushyanta looks at this woman, he comes to know that it is his own wife Shakuntala, and there is the ultimate blast of happiness for both of them. Shakuntala recognizes through this act of lifting his amulet, she recognizes that it is none other than Dushyanta, her own husband and the son's father. And even on the other way, even Dushyanta also recognizes that it is his own wife Shakuntala and the child is their own son, Sarvadamana. So they reunite and feel extremely happy to be in each other's company. But the play does not end there. The story might have ended there in the Mahabharata, but being a king, it is important to pay respect to the rishis. That is the thing which he had come for there. And now, after reuniting, both husband and wife, along with their son, they go and seek the blessings of Maricha. Maricha in turn gives them good blessings and tells that this son will be a great emperor. And the king, the last dialogues are by the king Dushyanta. The king says to Rishi Maricha that he will come after the responsibility of kingship is over. He would come back to the ashram of Maricha to spend his Vanaprastha along with his wife. So, and then Rishi Maricha gives them more blessings and the play ends there on a happy tone. So they return back to their kingdom. This is what is happening in act number 7. So the name of the play or the title of the play, Abhijnana Shakuntala, is completely realized in this particular act because it is the recognition which is important. Shakuntala is there, Dushyanta is there right from act number 1 till act number 7, but it is recognition which was missing. The king could not recognize Shakuntala, that is why she had to suffer and even the king himself had to suffer. But now that recognition has been done properly, that he has now recognized that it is his own wife, the play ends on a happy tone, and that is why it is named as Abhijnana Shakuntala, or in English translation it is the recognition of Shakuntala. This is the plot of the whole drama. I have told you how it has been divided into 7 plots and what all things happen in act number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I have given those details to you, and through this discussion, you might have also come across certain important themes. You would have tried to catch certain important themes which can be traced out in the drama. Now I will first give you the list of characters, and then we will look at the characters in detail. So the important characters or the major characters in the drama are of course the hero and the heroine, Dushyanta, the king, and Shakuntala, a hermit, a girl, a foster daughter of Rishi Kanva, living in a hermitage earlier, and then she marries to Dushyanta. Then we have two of her friends, female friends, Priyamvada and Anasuya. They are like the supporting roles to the character of Shakuntala. They are companions. To counter them, here is the character of Vidushaka. For Shakuntala, there are these two companions in the form of Priyamvada and Anasuya. Now the king also should have companion, because having a companion shows that the king has friendly nature, and it is important because of the definition of king given by Bharat Muni, that the king should have so and so qualities. So having a friend is also a good quality. That is why Vidushaka is always a companion to King Dushyanta, at least in the first 2 or 3 acts. Kanva Rishi, although he is absent in most part of the plays, like he does not come in act number 1, he does not come in act number 2, he only arrives in act number 4 and his role ends there. His active role starts and ends in only act number 4. But he is an important character because of his own identity as a great sage. And he is known for his prophecies. He is known for his great intellectual knowledge. Although he does not take an active role in the whole drama, his references are made, thereby creating an aura about this character of Kanva Rishi right from the beginning of the play. That is why he is also an important character. And then during his active role in the drama, he is important because he gives valuable advices to his daughter about marriage and her responsibilities as a wife to Dushyanta. Similar to this character of Kanva is the senior female ascetic called Gautami, who is equally a responsible woman. She also advises lot of things to Shakuntala regarding marriage life, and Gautami herself is an ideal example of a motherly figure. These are important characters, and then there are some minor characters in the play. Vaikhanasa is a minor character. We see this ascetic only in the beginning of the drama, in act number 1. But he is important for his prophecy, saying that the son of Dushyanta will be having the features of world emperor, which come true in act number 7, and we are all witness to that. The king's son playing with lion cups, it is a proof. Then Maricha, who is also another sage, his role is also a minor one. He comes only in act number 7, and there also he does the same work of any other sage, like blessing the king and the queen. Matali is a minor character. He is Indra's servant and charioteer. He brings the chariot to Dushyanta and requests him on behalf of Indra's request. And then we have assistant of Menaka, that is Sanumati. She comes to spy on the king to know whether the king really misses his wife or not. She is sent on earth by Menaka. And Menaka is a celestial nymph. She is Shakuntala's mother, actual mother, and she takes care of Shakuntala when she is in trouble. We need not forget even the role of the fisherman who who becomes very important when it comes to the matter of the recognition of the ring. Because of the ring only, the king is able to remember Shakuntala. That's why even the faithfulness of fisherman is to be appreciated here. And the most important role or the character is Sutradhara and his companion actress. Without them, the drama will not be complete, because they are like the linkers. Because in a drama, one cannot tell the whole story. The Sutradhara and his companion actress, they both together converse certain things on the stage, and through their conversation they are trying to tell the audience what has happened in between these two acts. For example, act number 6 and act number 7, they are located 7 years apart in terms of time. Okay, sorry, 6 years. The story in act number 7 starts with the first introduction, that is, after 6 years, Dushyanta is coming back to the earth. So what happened in this gap, or how long was this gap, is told to us by the Sutradhara. So Sutradhara is important. He is the actor manager. He ensures that the audience is understanding the play efficiently, and the play is also carried out efficiently. It is their responsibility. That is how they are also very important characters in the play, in every play rather, which has the tradition of Sutradhara. I have not discussed in detail about the main characters, which I will be doing shortly, but I just wanted to first give the list of characters, and then maybe we can begin with the discussion one by one, looking at these characters. Thank you so much. Stay tuned for the next lecture on the character analysis in detail. Thank you so much.